What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Going to run through this trade recap of this trade today that we took on NQ. As you can see, I'm still in this trade. I did not plan to take this trade or to trade at all today because Powell is speaking at 1, and I really don't like to trade before he speaks just because of the weirdness with the market and the uncertainty with the market before that. But we had 10 a.m. News today. We had ISM manufacturing, or whatever it was. I can't even remember now, but we had red folder news at 10. So I figured that this would bring good volume into the market. And I did feel like we could catch something, but I definitely de-risked today. So I've already taken my main take profit. I just pretty much have something running. I didn't go heavy on the risk. I only put down a few micros today just because, again, I didn't plan to trade. I'll show you. I used Tradeovate today so you can actually see I only have a runner still going right now. I have literally 1 micro left. I just cashed the majority of this trade out with my stops at break even, literally 1 micro. I just want to see this continue to run. I only put down like 500 USD today. Did not want to risk any more than that. So it might get stopped out while this video is recording, but I'm just going to show it on NQ just because my chart's got all the levels marked out here. So coming into the market, let's put the candle back. This was the 9 a.m. candle, but let's actually go back to the 8 a.m. candle right here. So for draws on liquidity, I had marked out this high right here. This was the Asian high. We had this hourly high. We had this 4-hour FVG. And then for sell side liquidity, we had this hourly low, we had the London low, and then we had the Friday low over here, right? So this was also our Friday high. I just re-added those back on so the label's not there. But basically, price had broken structure to the upside. And I really wasn't sure what the bias, because if you look on the daily is respecting bullish order flow. We had that higher time frame weekly liquidity sweep. The 4 hour was just kind of choppy. I just wanted to see basically a liquidity sweep and for price to react. So as soon as market opened, market just flew to the upside, took out this high, and it filled in that 4-hour FVG. So from here, obviously, taking some shorts would have been, pretty good. You would have had a great risk to reward. But this was right before the macro, and it was also pre-news, so I wasn't willing to take that. Anyway, from there, price floods down, and this is right after news. So this is the 10 a.m. candle, and this is where I start to switch. Because at this point, I was thinking, okay, price already nuked down. Maybe we want to continue down to take out this hourly low, the London low, and then push down to the Friday low. But from here, we had this push to the upside on the 15, and we closed bullish above. Then we had this big retracement candle. And if you notice, let me go back on the 15. Let me take this replay tool back. We have this really small 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here, okay? So I'm thinking, okay, order flow is actually technically bullish. NQ at this point is leading in terms of bullish price action. So I'm like thinking, okay, NQ is ahead of ES, and NQ technically is still in bullish order flow. I think price can continue to move up. So what I seen from here was price tap into this last line of defense right here. It tapped into this 5-minute bullish fair value gap, which was the last fair value gap of the sequence, right? We technically did close below this one, but we held within this last line of defense, which is this first presented fair value gap. So from here, I'm thinking, okay, price just had a huge nuke to the downside after taking out some buy side, but 15-minute technically is still bullish. We're respecting a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. 5 minutes respecting this last line of defense. For me, I'm just trying to scale down to the 1 minute and look for something to catch a bounce just up to fill these 5-minute fair value gaps, and then potentially price, continues down from there. But you have to keep in mind, price just swept out all this low resistance, lower time frame liquidity as well. And if you look at ES came down, swept out the hourly lows, and it started to have a nice reaction bullish off of that low, right? So from here, I'm like, okay, price is respecting, again, a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. We're respecting this 5-minute first presented fair value gap. So for me, I'm looking to trade up into these imbalances here, lock my stop loss in at break even, and then I'll just say fuck it and leave a runner up to the hourly levels, right? So I had 2 entries here. First, on the 1 minute, we inversed this bearish fair value gap. So see how we made this bearish fair value gap? We closed above it just barely. We closed above it. We pulled back into the fair value gap, and we had this strong bullish close. So this was my first entry. Obviously, a little bit of a big candle to be entering on, but I had, a lot of conviction in price ripping up to those 5-minute imbalances. So I just took the entry. Then we went in for our second entry. And this was more of kind of like the safer entry. So 1 minute broke structure, pulled back in, respects this 1 minute fair value gap. We kind of have this fake out to the downside. Then we get this strong bullish candle right here, and we re-enter on that. So pretty much the exact same entry point off this candle right here, and then this 1 minute candle right here. The first one was off the inverse fair value gap and the bullish close out of the inverse. Second one was off just the regular fair value gap and the bullish close after we broke structure, tight stop loss below. And we're pretty much just targeting 5-minute imbalances. So my main take profit where I took majority off was the end of this 5-minute imbalance, just because it gave me a decent risk reward. So it gave me 1.82 RR. So that was where I took the majority, and I left that 1 micro that's still running right now. And my last take profit, I'm leaving up to take out this open high. And then I want to see it take out this hourly high over here, just because they're, super close in distance, right? So I do feel like price can come up and take those out if momentum continues bullish, right? If not, we could have this get respected and then we continue down, but I'm just going to leave it running just because my stop loss is at break even, took majority off. And yeah, so this was basically just an order flow shift trade. Okay. Once again, we didn't get a higher time frame liquidity sweep, but ES did. So we're expecting a bounce. 15 minutes respecting bullish order flow, broke structure, retested, and it's respecting a 15-minute FVG. We look at the 5-minute, it's respecting this last fair value gap right here. We're looking for price to bounce and kind of in the short term take out these imbalances, and we want to capitalize on that. 1 minute, we just enter off the inverse, and then this other fair value gap right here with a tight stop below the 1 minute low. I wanted to extend the stop loss lower, but in terms of risk to reward, it wouldn't have made sense. Again, I'm targeting the end of this 5-minute imbalance is my take profit 1, where I'll put this green line right here. So this was my take profit 1. Stop loss to break even, and I'm letting this one run up to those higher time frame highs. So hopefully we can hit that last take profit. If not, W day regardless. Again, did not go heavy on the risk. I've been using Tradeovate, more now, so I will show the actual positions on the chart. Otherwise, because I use a couple different accounts and brokers, and most of them don't hook up to like TradingView, like for DX trade and stuff. So when I use Tradeovate, I'll try to remember to show the positions, just because I go back and forth between MNQ and NQ and stuff like that. So sometimes I forget, but that's going to wrap it up for this, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something from this. Basically just an order flow trade in anticipation for price to continue higher, just based on the lower time frame order flow. Again, didn't want to trade today, but, happy to have made something. So super, happy with this, and we're just going to let this run, and I'll update it on Twitter if it hits, or you guys will see it regardless. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow me on Twitter, link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Peace.